Welcome to the RJ3 podcast.
What'd you call it, you motherfucker? Come over there and bring your goddamn neck, you motherfucker. We're back once again because all of you want to know, our listeners, there's 2 or 3 of them, what's the top 5? What's the top 5?
What is the top 5?
What is the top 5? We're trying to crack the code, figure out that source code. What movie was that?
It's just
source code.
We're gonna find it. We're gonna hit it like we got pickaxes.
It's
we're
like
diamonds, you know.
It's just like we're like old school Tomb Raiders. We're like going through the crypts of
WatchMojo.
We're like in the crypts of WatchMojo.
That's the title.
The Crypts of WatchMojo.
We're like
I've been there.
swinging our pickaxes,
shit.
being like, what is the top 5 of all time?
Well, we're about to find out from the experts. Anyway, the last time we met, we were really talking some stuff, you know.
That was a really good discussion about TV shows.
and other silly things.
About The Sopranos.
Yeah,
being the greatest show of all time.
Yeah.
The Sopranos, also The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Boardwalk Empire.
Sopranos.
Boardwalk Empire.
Sopranos.
Boardwalk Empire.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And Scrubs.
Oh, you are a witch. You are a wicked witch of the West.
Oh,
Art. Anyway, there's a new man here. His name is Steven. You like to go as Steven or Steve? Steven.
Does anyone call you Steve?
That
Yes.
I bet some
Really?
people you don't like, right? Typically speaking,
for
like,
some reason I'll be like, my name is Steven. They'll be like, okay, Steve.
What? No.
they just run right past you. That's disrespect right there. Like, that's fucked up. Anyway, we really talked. There's a lot of discussion to be had with just top 5 anything between all these sorts of people. I mean, even when it was just 4.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta get right into this. Like, I want to meander, you know, talk about your day and stuff, but it's fucking time.
It's crunch time. And it really hit me when Daniel said last time.
We got 60 things.
We have 60 items to talk about.
As Sean Spicer said before the Healthcare Act failed, it's time to vote.
He never said that.
Yes, he did.
It's time to vote.
He did do that.
Did he say that?
Yes.
Yes, watch
Oh,
Vic
man.
Berger, healthcare fiasco. Yeah. It's time to vote. Like a robot.
I like how...
He wishes he had the diction of a robot.
I like how some people take their political cues from redigested through The Daily Show or Fox and Friends, and Jay is Vic Berger.
No. I form my own conclusions, but the circus that politics has always been for both parties, Vic Berger reimagines it in the most glorious ways.
And that's the thing. It's just like Vic Berger is getting some prime content. Like, you know what I mean? Like let's say something.
You know,
like,
we were talking about this late night.
Whoa!
All right, let me get that back.
Late night TV hosts have it easy right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like Stephen Colbert is just like he's banging them out, especially like with the whole Alex Jones thing happening too.
God.
Like, man.
Favorite video games?
Top 5.
No.
Sean Spicer, the game.
Oh!
VR experience.
It's just a really stressful
Mr.
situation.
Trump. Mr. Trump, hello. I sound like Ted Cruz. Hello, Trump. Okay.
All right. Let's get into video games.
We're gonna spin once again, but tonight
Spin the Marlboro.
It's gonna be a cigarette
Oh!
to decide who goes first.
Which one's which? Which end?
Tobacco out.
I played this game in high school.
Wow, it's Daniel already.
All right.
I didn't spin
D
like
Gray
I
Man.
wanted
All
to.
right. Oh,
We're
talking-
Nobody has to know about
we're talking about video games. My number 5 top video game is Red Dead Redemption.
Woo!
Oh shit, we started with video games?
Woo!
Yep.
Alright.
I think that Red Dead Redemption, I remember playing it in middle school, but I never completely played through the whole game.
Didn't come out when you were
it.
Middle school.
Was it?
No, it came out at the end of freshman year.
Oops.
It
Well,
was like 2010 or 11,
2010.
right? You were in middle school.
I played it at some point, but like,
2010.
How old
But-
was I when I played
man, like, and I didn't completely play through the story or feel like I could appreciate a lot of some of the more nuanced stuff about it until I played it like late last year, because like, and I played this game by myself, and I remember like playing this part of the mission by myself. It's you enter Mexico and you're riding your horse on the side of a cliff, and that song
It hits
plays.
you. It kind of
It's
you
beautiful.
finally
Okay,
said,
I got a question.
You got it.
Guys, y'all played the game. I haven't.
Yeah.
Is it like an Ennio Morricone song?
So like, it's
It could've been,
it's like an
but-
acoustic. It's like an acoustic guitar playing and like some guy like singing. We can play the song later for you. It's pretty. Like,
We're gonna remember that.
that part. If the game is pretty, and I
The
think
game's pretty.
I think that although I haven't seen very many westerns, I do know a lot
I
of
have.
like the tropes are present in that game, but it handles them in a way that doesn't seem like campy, or it doesn't seem
It's
like-
reverential.
it's referential, but it's not a copy. You know what I mean? Like, you have your snake oil salesman. You have your kind of
there's always
guy.
gonna be those tropes.
Like, you have your guy who wants to redeem himself.
I love him.
You know what I mean?
He's a
But
great character.
I think
One of the best.
I think it's a beautiful game.
Now I recently,
Multiplayer is cool.
I'm not going to spoil anything for Art, who hopefully plays the game. It still holds up. I beat it.
Oh yeah.
I played it last year and it was
I
awesome.
beat it a couple of months ago because it came to Xbox One backwards compatible. Whoa.
Yeah. The second one's coming out later this year.
Oh God, I don't want to
Well,
talk about that.
third, third one technically.
Anyway, without spoiling anything, the ending for you, were you satisfied? And I'm not I'm not talking about the
The ending.
Did
or the
anyone
ending?
else have it in
The
their
ending.
top 5? Red Dead Redemption?
It's my number one.
God damn it.
All right, Chris, I think you have some words to say.
Nah, I'll save
Fuck.
it.
Is it bad
Okay.
that I would just kill people?
No, it's fun. It's fun.
I would just kill people.
It's fun
As
to
long
just
as-
ride on your horse and like
Just
tie
shoot.
people up and
Yeah.
like drag them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The GTA of the West.
yeah, and it was fun.
Ending.
I think I will enjoy it more
But
than
what
GTA.
ending? What ending? Art, can you cover yours real quick?
That's not
Earmuffs.
The one without the sun.
Okay, I liked it, and I think it was coming. Yeah, I think it was coming, and I think that I enjoyed the way that it was handled.
I fucking hated it. Anyway, I won't even get into that.
All right,
All right, how about you, Art?
I'm ready. All right,
Number 5.
Lay it on me, Art.
Donkey Kong Country 2.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Diddy's
that's a
Conquest.
great.
That is actually my number 2.
Oh,
High five, Jay. That's fucking cool.
Is that the one
Yeah.
with Socks Kong?
No, that's the
that's
next
great.
one.
Diddy's Conquest
Socks
number 2.
Kong.
Yeah. So
Fucker.
Diddy Kong's Quest. If y'all ever, it is.
Diddy's Conquest.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is worth clarifying.
It is the tightest platformer.
It is awesome.
The music.
Oh,
is
the music.
Amazing.
The music is very haunting and kind of surreal.
That like underwater theme.
It's serene. too.
I think Donkey Kong
He
Country 2
hates
is
this
such
game.
a step down. Donkey Kong Country 2 feels like
He's not good at it.
No,
so
listen,
take
it,
that in mind.
it sounds
It's a hard game.
It looks like someone took the tile set from the first game and just made their own levels. Like they don't have any like rhyme or reason. They're just kind of hard.
Can we just kill
Well,
him?
well. Here's the thing with Donkey Kong Country 2. I disagree with you. It is.
I know.
It's Donkey Kong Country
I would put that in my bottom
actually
5.
on training wheels, because you have this, and that y'all remember. Did y'all ever play the Sonic games with Knuckles? Like that, when you could get Knuckles, and Knuckles had the gliding ability, which for a platformer, and Dixie Kong
Talking about Dixie,
has
I know
the
it.
gliding ability. There's no reason to play with Diddy. Like,
If you want a challenge.
I guess that's it.
That's,
if you want a
the
challenge,
game's hard enough as it is.
but
Oh, it's impossible.
it's like the minecart levels.
Oh, those are so good!
It's not even those.
It's not minecart in this game.
The game's pretty unforgiving.
It's
horrible.
Really.
Yeah, it is.
Compared to the first and third,
fucking
it's very
nightmare.
unforgiving.
I don't know. It's the one I played the most, so like I'm pretty
I
good
played
at
them all
it,
a
and,
lot.
and I like it a lot. It has the amazing soundtrack, fun as hell.
Great game.
But
And-
it doesn't treat you like an idiot, too, which is
Yeah.
something the first and third kind of did.
Yeah.
Like, they realized, okay, that's a children's game.
Well-
This is an adult's game.
well, what I'll say is I had a harder time with the boss in number 2 than number
Oh, the final boss?
Yeah.
That's a fucked up boss, but I think it fits for what the game is.
Yeah. And
I like the boss.
yeah, and so that's my number 5, Donkey Kong
Sweet.
Country 2.
Nice.
All right. Number 5, Jay.
It's gonna be a real situation here. Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Never played
Did
it.
that come out right? Star
Yeah.
Wars: Knights
Yeah.
of the Republic 2.
Old BioWare game.
You know, this is why I have such a lingering respect for BioWare, even as they continue to burn themselves to the ground. Knights of the Republic 1 is a fantastic, brilliant
I really
game.
like that game.
Fantastic game. One of the best twists in the history of gaming, in my opinion. But the characters in Knights of the Republic 2, to me, stuck out like no other character. It was really the first. I haven't played a lot of games that are, RPGs, basically. And that's something that I kind of am ashamed of as a gamer. And this game just...
#gamer.
Thank you, #gamer. Broke up the barrier for RPGs for me. And, RPGs are known for having pretty fleshed out, well-developed characters, just in general, compared to most games.
Yeah.
In theory.
This game, there was...
When they're at their best.
We're looking at you, Mass Effect Andromeda.
I find the storytelling in these two games to be superior to a lot of the main movie entries in the Star Wars franchise. And the time period is so neat, and it's something that I wish was explored in cinema.
From what I understand,
I
is
really do.
they treat some of the light and dark stuff, and they inject a little of a gray area between the two,
Yeah.
which is something that the movies just don't do. Like,
Okay, did y'all see the
Not
trailer?
yet.
But like,
Yeah,
Not
the
yet.
new one, right?
Not
yet.
Because
New
what does
what?
Luke say?
Oh.
He says it's time for the end of the Jedi,
Yeah.
which to me is like maybe they're like, all right, we need to balance the Force,
Yeah.
the Gray Jedi.
But do you? But do you?
they have gray lightsabers.
But then what do you? What would you
Just
say?
muted.
They're just boring.
Libertarian.
What would you say about a character?
Well, that's already the Empire.
Yeah.
What would you say about a character like Han Solo then? Ultimately, he's a good character, but like,
He's just like the pirate kind of character.
Well, I think Jay was taking a
Swashbuckler.
jab at the prequels when he
Yeah.
said some of the movies.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was.
Yes.
Like General Grievous.
yeah,
Whew.
I like Joker. I think he's cool.
Yeah, that's a really good character.
I think his design. I think his design is cool.
Well, no, yeah, I agree. Like, actually, the prequels had cool
I
design
like
characters.
Luke's design.
As a robotic
Darth
Oh,
Maul.
creature.
I feel like Darth Maul's a cool-looking character.
Well, if anything,
Yeah.
George Lucas is like visually a badass director.
like
Yeah.
Whenever you bring in like
He-
story,
he
Yeah.
Character development.
He just what George Lucas did. I think I've even said this with you. Is just he's just struck gold once.
Yeah.
He's a child with the greatest undiscovered toy box of all time.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like, and he capitalized on it as much as he could. But
Yeah.
I'm happy the direction the series has taken.
Well,
Did he have to put his grubby fingers on the old movies?
Oh, his grubby fingers.
It is
Like,
very,
did he have to do the CGI on the old
extra
movies?
Yeah.
God, like
This is what I
and, like,
really wanted it to
lizard
be.
creatures on shitting in the background. I don't.
fucking Jabba the Hutt CGI'd in.
hey
like,
guys, if we're not careful, this is gonna be this top
Yeah.
5 Star Wars.
Starcast.
You have a great point. We
Yeah.
need to wrap this up quickly.
Yeah.
'Cause
All right.
I didn't mean to enter into this, even though it's good.
Yeah.
it's good.
But this game, it just.
We already have a little overlap too, so that's good.
I just, I want to explain why my picks are the best 5 of all time, but I can't, This is just my number 5. It's one of the greatest games I've ever played. I love it.
And also, like y'all are telling me a lot of stuff that like I want to enjoy, and I've loved Knights of the Old Republic, the first one. I haven't played 2,
You'll be disappointed if you're a big fan of that game, but it's still so worth playing.
but does Knights of the Old Republic 1 show up on your list?
No.
Oh,
And most gamers would literally be just gasp and be like, you fucking idiot. You fucking piece of shit.
well,
But I liked that game better.
I have some moments like that. Like I have a Final Fantasy in my top 5. In fact, it's my number 1.
15.
But can y'all guess?
It's
when
8.
we get there.
No, we're not
All right,
doing that.
Chris.
No.
Yeah.
Christopher.
Yeah, let me go.
What the fuck?
My
Wait the fuck.
I gotta
Oh,
tell you.
shit. Well, Sopranos Talk was last podcast or
No,
last
it's-
segment.
It never
Enduring.
ends. It is you.
Number 5 for me is Super Metroid,
Woo!
It's a good game.
which I had a really hard time putting together my top 5.
Me too.
Like, there's just so much stuff, and I had to really think about like when it came out and how I reacted to it. I mean, like, it came out before I was born, but it's a Super Nintendo game with maybe the best music I've ever heard.
The opening
Like,
is so
and they
cool.
used the voice acting in the
Yeah.
opening, and it like scared me. Like, I was just like, whoa, I've never heard a voice before in a Super Nintendo game. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. But the upgrade system, the exploration, the music,
the tone.
Yeah, and it's like really.
You're isolated. It's,
Yeah, you've played it, right?
Yes, I think tonally, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like
It is.
And it's
it is
hard.
Fucking
it's
cool.
challenge.
it's got some of the terror elements of like Alien.
Yeah. Which, that it artistically was ripping off
Yeah.
like shamelessly
Oh
at the
yeah,
beginning.
like space pirates are
Yeah.
like so close to being xenomorphs. It's
right,
ridiculous.
the Chozo
The Chozo, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
are the ones that look like the xenomorphs, even though they're like like the benevolent race or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
The ancient race.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's cool, especially like just when the statues start crumbling and they wake up.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck,
Yeah.
fuck.
That game to me is timeless, just like
It is
in
awesome.
its presentation and the music and gameplay.
If my big brother Nick was here, that would be his number one or two. Yeah. Would be.
No, I've never played the game, so I can't really say
It's
anything.
awesome.
I mean to play it. He showed me a little bit of it in one of our Let's Plays, and I really need to play it.
And it's still
What I saw, I really
yeah.
loved.
And
I just
it's-
wish they'd release it on PlayStation 4 or
But
something.
the thing about it though, it's still playable. The controls are tight. Like they work.
Good Super Nintendo's the point of how technology matures to where like it's a good game. Period. Like
Yeah.
you could just.
I think the Super Nintendo is the peak of that because once you get into like PS2, PS3, like the graphics at the time they look really great, but then like a year later they look like shit.
See, and that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Like
it's
Super
like,
Nintendo has an
You got a good
endearing
point.
quality.
at
It
some
does.
point,
Yeah.
at some point,
Like they're not supposed to be realistic.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's at some point they reached the graphical they reached the graphical limits that they could, and so they focused on the actual controls of the game
Yeah.
and the gameplay of it. That it
They
echoes
reached the
because it still
limitations
looks
of
good.
sprite gaming.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
still looks
And,
good.
That influences creativity.
Yeah.
It's like how I've heard that like there's a reason why like animated films from 1990 are timeless, claymation films, because that technology matured.
Mhm.
Like James and the Giant Peach, Aladdin.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
early CGI movies, which are supposedly better, look like fucking shit because that
Ants?
technology
Yeah.
had not
It
matured.
hadn't developed at that point.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think it's finally gotten there.
I think so too.
But yeah, Daniel.
Sweet. All right, my number 4 is one game that is, I don't know, like it's timeless to me because of I really appreciate tight controls. I enjoy a cohesive style to a game, and I enjoy variety in a game. So my number 4 pick is Team Fortress 2.
Whoa.
I love Team Fortress.
Wow.
Team Fortress
Cool.
2 is the game that I've
Cool.
played the most in my entire life. I have played thousands of hours of that. Like I'm not exaggerating. I've played thousands of hours on that game. Like I've played that game as much as some people play like World of Warcraft.
The multiplayer on that game.
It's
I wish I could get into that
It's-
game.
I've never played
I
it.
think
I just find it so impenetrable.
I think-
like I really like the way it looks and I like the personality, but
Chris,
Whoa.
just go to 2 Fortress regular. Just learn that
Yeah.
map. Learn, and that's where you go from there.
Chris, you
yeah.
better get on that.
I'll get on it.
Get on some 2 Fort,
Chris,
and you'll be good.
I just don't know. I feel like I'm coming too late to the game. If I mess up, everyone's gonna yell at me.
Oh,
That's gonna happen anyway.
Nobody fucking cares.
And,
4 out of
like,
5 servers,
after,
nobody
like,
cares.
After it happened,
When I play, it seems like everyone cares.
after it became free,
Oh, yeah, that's when I got in on it.
Everyone started playing it.
I'm your worst nightmare.
Like
I am.
they call them free to plays. Like that's what they call them.
Free, they have like
F2Ps.
Yeah,
like
F2Ps.
a negative word for them, like freebos or something.
Well, we would just call them F2Ps.
Oh, see, that's one of those assholes.
But like
You're missing out about it.
You have elitism built into the
Yes,
game.
elitism is
but like and you know and
I'm
and,
sorry,
you
I'm
know,
not trying to take away. I'm just
yeah,
expressing
and
my
you know
thoughts.
and you know I never fell into that, but
Sure.
a little bit.
I don't believe that for a second. The way you talk on Rocket League.
Yeah, I was probably calling you fucking Freebo. Freebo.
Like Chris makes one move, Daniel just goes, okay. Real passive aggressive. It's like Daniel says, I just like how you do anything.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't mean to take your soapbox, so get up on it again.
But wow.
What?
Wow,
that wasn't an insult.
In the tradition of online games, it's getting toxic.
Yeah, I think, and like the thing about it though is, when you get down to the core of it, you know, there's the people who wish that they could play like stock RuneScape when it first started. I think
no, you
that
fucking don't.
You did not just
whoa,
bring that into this discussion.
but here's
You
what
did
I'll
not.
here's what I'll
That's
say.
Daniel's number one.
Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll
The longest
say.
game I've ever, the most I've ever played a game.
Here's what I'll say.
Just saying.
There are people who wish
half a
that.
year.
I think that I wish that about Team Fortress. There's something about the balance of the original weapons on all of those games.
Yeah.
Every character has a strong suit and it fits.
Yep.
And it's fit for 10 plus years. And I think that a game that's based around the technology of Quake that's built in the Source engine, a legendary engine of a game.
Yes.
Because of how tight it is, how well working it is.
Also, it has a style that hasn't been dated. You know?
Yeah,
like,
it's-
Which is really impressive.
It's incredible. I had a hard time not picking this as my number one.
yeah,
Oh my God.
I believe it.
All right, Daniel, real quick, let's move on. But assign classes to all of us.
Top 5 classes.
We're Team Fortress. Who are we?
Oh, fuck.
Start with yourself.
Myself, I'm the Pyro. Pyro's been my favorite class.
All right, what's Chris?
I feel like I'm the soldier.
Chris, you're the soldier.
Jay?
Jay, I'd say the scout.
Yep.
Okay.
Art, I would say you're either the demo man.
Steven is definitely the sniper.
Yeah, I'd say you're the sniper.
Oh, I was going to say
I
he's
wanted to be
spy.
a sniper.
Oh, or the spy. I was gonna say
Oh.
you're either the demo man or the spy. But I think you're a good demo man.
I'm a one-eyed Scottish Cyclops.
Oh, and like the
Meet the
everything behind it. The like the meet
So
the meet
good.
the blank videos are so charming.
They're
Like,
comics?
yeah.
Have you read all
Yeah,
the
I
comics?
have.
Oh, they're so good. All right. That's awesome. I love Team Fortress
It's
too.
fantastic.
I wish I did.
Didn't make it into
Like,
my
I'm
list,
jealous
but
of
I
it.
love it. It would be in my top 15. But
Wow.
Top 10.
well,
Top 100.
well, like you guys, like
Top of all time.
It's a good game.
like I've been playing video games now since I was maybe 13, which is like kind of old if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like my family, whatever. Resident.
Wow.
My number 4 is Resident Evil 4.
Wow.
Oh, look at you.
Like it.
One I've actually played.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know, like I hit us with the Scrubs last time.
That's
like,
that's number 1 on a lot of top 10 of all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
like it's
yeah.
to me
Thank you.
it's about what did I play that I really truly enjoyed, like amount of enjoyment as I'm playing, and I'm still enjoying it. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, like Resident Evil 4 is so fucking fun, and I played the games before, and I love the tonal atmosphere of like 2. I played 2 when it came out. I played 3 when it came out. I played the games that I wanted to be the best were what were Outbreak, where you had this team thing, and it was the most realistic Resident Evil games ever made. Like actual like survivors and like zombie apocalypse and confined, and like it's the most survivor element of. But Resident Evil 4 is more of an action game.
Yeah.
But goddamn, is it fun!
Yeah.
It is so fucking fun. It's a shooter that I felt good at, so much so that like the Mercenaries game that you unlock, I played that as much as the regular game. Like Special Agent Hunk on the PS2. He's got the headshot, so like conserve ammo with just like his Uzi headshot, like, and then he would automatically do the head twist.
Yeah.
So just like, oh my gosh, like I had it down mini max.
How old were you when you played it?
17?
Ah, man, like I would say that's a tiny bit old because like, not old, but like, the one thing I enjoyed about the game a lot was it was scary to me.
Oh.
The idea of human enemies that are fucked up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not zombies. They're just wrong humans. Like,
I don't know enough about Resident
Daniel,
Evil 4.
Mátalo!
Okay, look,
especially when they're talking to you in the Spanish,
Yeah, all
in
the
the language.
Spanish.
Oh, no wonder. But
Cógelo.
I don't mean to take it down another path.
Ay.
But since we're talking about this, compare and contrast the new one. That's hard because they're different games.
Yeah.
But I mean, any words on that? 'Cause you know I'm a big fan.
That game scared the shit out of me at some points.
Also,
I like that.
Okay.
Like
It's more personal.
in the 90s,
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I wanted hair like Leonardo DiCaprio from like Romeo and Juliet. So Leon
He actually does
is,
have that hair.
is clearly modeled after
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio from the 90s. And so
Yeah.
like, I was like, he's back, guys.
Yeah.
He's
I
back.
love Leo.
Love
Give him
him.
that Oscar.
Leon.
Leon,
Hey.
Hey.
Whoa.
Give Leon the Oscar.
Illuminati confirmed.
Whoa.
All right,
Give us the 4. Jay.
number 4, J-Dog.
Bloodborne.
How is that not your number 1?
Yeah, really. Well, no, I understand why, but I thought it would be higher.
Bloodborne. I never really played a game like that.
Time to
I'm not.
check out.
I'm not big on the. I'm not big on the action RPGs
let me,
or these FromSoft games, but I am a guy that really likes atmosphere and environment
Yeah.
and devotion to it. And that game, we were talking about this yesterday. Oh God!
Oh, I should say it's my number 3.
Victorian top hats. Ooh, and werewolves. But
Yeah.
this game was so heinously bleak, unforgiving, and ugly, and wrong, and just so dark. I love it.
Well,
I love it.
Well, it's like, so I didn't play it, but I watched my friend play it a lot. My roommate, Darren.
Oh, Darren got really into that
So,
game.
guys, y'all remember the Puthnarum Queen? She's just sitting there,
Yeah.
like a ghastly,
Dude.
her animations with her clothes is wavering, and she's just gashing out of a wound.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. And then I just remember segments, like almost like being a kid watching something I don't understand because I'm not playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember the guy, oh, Amygdala, have mercy on the poor
Okay, so
bastard
you
soul.
get just
I was like, this is cool.
You get the flavor and the strangeness of this
Yeah.
game.
That's
What makes
the
it
best part
so
about that game.
unique.
It's like the further you get into it, it's like a nightmare, like spinning out of control. Like you
Yeah.
just keep going deeper and deeper. It gets worse and worse.
I've played a lot of games.
Yeah.
And as I get older and older, it's like, all right, I can see this game's good, but it's like this.
That game
or it's
has-
like this. There's nothing like this.
That's
game.
like a top
There's
5 moment
nothing.
in games for me too. Is when you get sacked by that guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
there's
I
no.
missed that part. What
There's
happened?
never any music
You
in the
get
game.
kidnapped by
You get
this
killed,
one character.
and you think you're dead.
Yeah.
And you wake up in a new place.
And,
And
he's not
dragged
even like
you
a big
to.
character. He's just like
He's your
seems like an
size.
NPC.
And he's just carrying a sack
And
around.
suddenly you're in this nightmarish place with this haunting music,
And there's never any music in like when you're not fighting a boss.
When
and
you're
just
in the
exploring.
overworld.
which stresses the weirdness of
and
this
then
area.
when he
so
sacks
well.
you and takes you to this like place that you can't access otherwise,
Yeah.
there's music playing, and it's just like
It's
Gregorian
Alien.
chants.
And not to mention Alien, but eventually, me and Chris got into this a lot with the story, and we've talked about it so much to the point that it's dead. But cosmic horror, man, Lovecraftian cosmic horror.
Yeah, okay.
That's something that in games is so extraordinarily rarely explored.
Yeah.
And this game fucking hit the nail on the head.
And here's what I'll say: this game did not make my top 5, but if there's one
Honorable
thing-
mention.
if
There you
it's
go,
an honorable
there you
mention
go.
for me because Chris kind of kept me along with this game because I told you my qualms with it.
Yeah.
The whole Victorian thing, I can't get into it. He never told me about how the game flips. You know what I mean? You know when you defeat what's the name of
the spider,
yeah
Rom.
when you defeat Rom,
it just turns around.
Chris never told me about that. And when I killed him, I'm like,
That
okay,
was a
cool, I
real
beat a
turning
boss.
point.
And then I'm like, oh my god,
the
hell
veneer,
is here.
the veil has been lifted.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is so cool. Like, and
It hit
there's
you.
something about. I mean, and this is kind of a side note, but there's something about the violence that gets kind of you become immune to it after a certain point because people play Call of Duty, they play Battlefield, they play all of these violent
This
games
is
with
different.
guns. There's a certain violence and disgust that comes with this game that's just it's not seen in a game. Like
Especially in the
like,
DLC.
To heal, you stab yourself in the leg with blood.
A blood vial.
A blood vial. You like that. That's so gross.
Visceral.
Like, yeah, it's
The bosses man.
Yeah.
They're horrible.
Horrifying.
And
They
In a
scream
very-
at you and attack.
Dark
Yeah.
Souls fashion, you know?
More so. Like
Yeah,
they're just
they turned it up.
they're just like oppressive in how annoying and awful they are.
and the fucking music, like
When they use music,
The music
it
is incredible.
so effectively
and I remember,
executed.
yeah, like I
It's
remember when
frightening.
Chris, I never played the DLC, but when Chris showed me the song to
wow, yeah.
the song to
Ludwig.
Oh, yeah.
his like second form. Oh
It's
my-
one of the best pieces of video game
So
music
good.
I've
Is he
ever
a
heard.
fire, dude?
He's a guy like if
That's
it's like
Lawrence, right?
Yeah.
like if
No fucking clue.
if I'm not if I'm not
Actually, am I?
mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, he's kind of like he his sword made him crazy. Like
The Holy Blade.
it made him like he's. I
Like
like to think
Nightmare
about
from Soul Calibur.
yeah like
Yes.
I like the idea. I like the
Now you're
story
talking about a
of
game with a vision.
like I like the story of somebody who fell in love with their sword and like that's
Daniel,
that's so cool.
I've
My
been in
guiding
love with my
light.
sword
My guiding moonlight.
like
and show my appreciation to the blade daily.
Of course.
We've talked so much about this game. It's unreal.
Hey, we're
Yeah.
done.
It's amazing.
number 4.
Number 4 for me, LA Noire.
Wait.
Oh man.
3.
4. He's not the
4.
first one. I'm the first one.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, he's not the first
I
one.
met. Okay.
Pointing
I'm
at
scared.
Jay like
Pointing at
Pauly.
Jay. We got
If
we
that
got
gets
the
to be a
Pauly
thumbnail
thing.
from like that picture stuff, like I'm like, no.
Number 4 for me is LA Noire. It's like it's one of the most unique games
raise your
out
hand
there.
if you played LA Noire.
Obviously. Ooh.
Wow, everybody
everyone
but
but
Jay.
Jay.
I'm sorry.
Guys,
I mean,
best mocap, best motion capture.
yes,
Oh yeah.
I thought about
In
buying
any
it.
game.
it's incredible.
Jay, it's like $8 now.
I know.
It was on GameCube. wasn't
No.
it?
No,
It's
This is
PS3.
a PlayStation.
It's like
Yeah.
a late PS3 thing too.
Late
Jay,
PS3.
Here's how I put it.
2011.
Here's how I put it. It's like Skyrim with guns.
Shut up.
You're a piece of shit.
Wait,
God.
That Skyrim with guns became such a thing after Skyrim.
This is how I am
like
with video games. I still haven't finished that game.
LA Noire?
Yeah, I think the last like scene I played was when they were like in where they're filming some movie.
Yeah.
oh, and like you
The end
have
of
to,
the
like,
traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should finish the game.
So that's what like,
I understand why you wouldn't, because like the homicide desk drags on, but like, there's so many individual stories that
Oh,
are
yeah.
so cool.
yeah.
And
The-
like personally, God, I've brought this up so many times. I love like post World War II veterans that
Yeah.
just getting into shit because they have nothing.
And
like,
then that
they don't know how to
detective
adjust.
Was like an ex.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
And like this game, it's not just like you kill everyone you see. You know,
Yeah.
they have their
There's
some
consequence.
stories,
Yeah.
and I just find that so awesome.
Well, it's like you take something which has been an amazing staple of Hollywood, the noir story,
yeah.
and you say, let's explore this in the medium of video game.
And let's make it good.
And let's
Like,
not
yeah.
make it a shooter.
Yeah.
Like you can kill people, of course, but like
The shooting
That's not the point.
The shooting mechanic is by far not the most important thing.
yeah, no.
And
Like-
it only happens like on the side missions.
Yeah.
And how cool is
And
it?
like when you think about it for like a real life cop, if you kill 28 people, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like in a video game, you go through a 20-hour game and you kill 28 people or whatever, which is like my final stat. That's nothing.
That is,
Yeah.
yeah. And how cool is it saying like, bitch, stop lying,
Yeah, like
right?
I don't believe you and I
I
have
want
evidence.
that. I want that skill in real life. Like
Yeah.
I want to like.
you want to stand for a minute. You want to stand for a
And I'm
minute while
just
people are making faces like
And then they bite their lip.
yeah.
They look like Amy Sedaris in Strangers with Candy. Never mind. That's a
Cool reference.
That's
Yeah.
quite a reference.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
What one thing before we stop talking about it, the way that they fold in the newspaper.
Oh yes,
The newspaper backstory is really cool.
Yeah.
Like the doctor is one of the coolest like characters in a video
Converging
game.
storylines.
He's one of my favorite characters in a video game.
Big J Dog with the Steel Reserve.
Yo, man, what's up? What you thinking about?
Plastic.
You
Yeah, they
Or
made
you
him
tried
black
it
now.
yesterday, and you bought it again.
Shit gets you messed up.
It's 8% alcohol.
It does, buddy.
8.1, baby.
It's cold when it's blue.
All right.
It's real nasty.
Oh, we at number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3. Number 3 is a game that my uncle got me for GameCube when I owned an Xbox, and I got really pissed off.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh, thanks, Unc.
I went to Walmart.
Cool, Uncle.
I went to Walmart. I got it. I got it back, and I considered not even getting the game because I'd never heard of it, because it wasn't a major title. It's a game called Metal Arms Glitch in the System.
Never even heard.
Dude,
of that.
I don't even know what that
I
is.
hadn't
never
heard of it
even
either.
heard of that.
It's a game.
Wow.
It's a game created by Swingin' Ape Studios, which was eventually bought out by Sierra and disbanded
Yeah.
by Sierra.
And Sierra was also.
Yeah, it's
Going under.
a third-person shooter about a robot who's kind of like the hero of a story of two robot clans who get into it.
The Hatfield and the McCoys?
Yeah, it kind of is.
Like what it is this is the basic story. A robot from Clan A creates a machine that's supposed to be the biggest war machine. That war machine gets conscious and creates Clan B. Then Clan B takes over the society that Clan A once owned, and Clan A is now the resistance looking to take down Clan Star Wars, but
Yo.
but
Tale as old as time.
you are a robot that associates with Clan A but doesn't have a personality because you were wiped for some reason.
I hate being wiped.
And the game sets itself up in a way that it's supposed to be made into a sequel, but Swingin' Ape Studios was bought out before they could make a sequel. And it's tragic because the controls are tight. It's the first game I ever bought with cussing in it that got bleeped out.
Whoa.
Hey.
Cussing.
It was cussing.
I hate cussing.
I remember one time I got in trouble with my mom because
Good.
like I was playing it loud and I didn't know it cussed, and then it
Playing it
cussed and my
loud.
mom was like,
Cussed.
"What was that?"
Well, I don't want that cussing. Sorry.
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds like nothing your mother
It
sounds
had
like.
it had a really cool multiplayer where you unlocked multiplayer levels in the single player campaign by finding secret items. Oh, God, I wish more people played this game.
I mean, it's surprising. I've never heard of
It's
this even.
fucking
That's-
I
incredible.
remember the glitch in the system,
Oh, like
but
this game is so good. Like, it should be my number one as
and
well.
that's
but
okay because
Whoa.
my next one is pretty obscure too.
all right,
What is it?
what is
Yeah.
number 2?
Number 3 for me is a strategy game, macro strategy game called Nobunaga's Ambition.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And
What?
I didn't pick a specific one. If I did, it would actually be a game called Iron Triangle. But like talking about the semantic differences between them is there's no point because of how niche it is.
Yeah.
But basically, you're put in the role of a Japanese warlord of any given territory. You can pick between one of like
I'm picturing like a Total War kind of thing. Okay.
yeah. It's a macro civ almost, you know. Except like Total War, you get to engage in like large scale battles, and so you're put in one of these territories of Japan where you have all these rivals, and you affect history. I'm a huge history buff. I love that idea. I play with a small faction on one playthrough that's going to be crazy because they should never have won. But the thing is that you get to have this illusion that like you're brilliant enough of a strategist, a general, to that you could have been the deciding factor in something. It's like think about like what's a famous historical battle and how something ended.
Gettysburg. No.
Waterloo.
In Waterloo, okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, well, in Waterloo, Napoleon lost, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so just imagine, like you
Imagine
you get to
taking the role of
experience
Napoleon.
the ego boost of like you're Napoleon, and guess what, motherfucker,
Fuck you.
won.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, and I love
History
Japanese
mixed up.
history. It's played very straight the whole game.
I bet he'd like Neo. Just
We've-
feudal Japan.
Yeah.
You know what Neo is, right?
It's like Dark Souls.
It's like Dark Souls.
I saw
with
the trailer;
samurai.
it looked really cool.
I'm just saying. That, yeah.
And
I think you'd enjoy it.
And like, so that's my only like super Japanese game. But like, But like Unimusha almost made it, which was Capcom doing a Resident Evil samurai horror game.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I would recommend that. It'd be hard to find though, but it's fucking cool. But anyway, Nobunaga's Ambition.
Awesome.
I play every
look into this.
I play every iteration of. It's hardcore. Like it's not about graphics. It's about gameplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember.
respect
I
that a
remember.
lot.
I had a emulator on a CD that I bought at a flea market, and it had Nobunaga's Ambition
The
on
Super
it.
Nintendo one.
Yeah, and I loaded it up, and it sucked
Whoa!
because I didn't understand any of it.
That was my entry to
It was just a bunch of areas, and they flashed, and it was like, boom, 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 boom,
Whoa!
boom.
What the
Right.
fuck?
Because what that is you end your turn on a
Yeah.
month or season. All the other warlords make their decisions
Yeah.
politically, how they're moving their armies.
And I was like, this game blows. And then I
Yeah,
closed
like,
it
just
out and
imagine
played
it really sick.
Uniracers.
Yeah. God damn you, Daniel.
All right, number 3.
Well, no, I'm just saying, when I was young and I played it.
No.
I hated it too. I've never played it, but I hate it.
Okay. Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Anybody played it?
Pretty.
Yep.
It's pretty.
I don't like it.
The music's cool.
I thought you loved that
Well-
game.
I do.
Yeah. Okay.
Before Art gets into his
It's none of
his
my
diatribe,
I don't have anything to say about that fucking
there's a lot of annoying things about that game, but it's one of those things where it was the right time in my life, and it was something my sister, who's 7 years older than me, was so into, and she instilled a sort of a love for it. You know, it's so, it defines Super Nintendo in a lot of ways for me.
Does
And
it? Because it's at the tail end of
Even
its
then,
life.
it still.
God, that game came out in 95.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But still, I adore the level design of that game.
let me
I
fact
adore the
check that.
music. I adore the art style. And there's just something about it, and I can't really place my finger on it, what it is.
It's Baby Mario.
It's Yoshi's story. You know? It may be Baby Mario, but it's about Yoshi. This is his trial, or several Yoshis.
Jade, you missed your calling as a Hollywood producer.
Yeah, 1995.
That's
Guys,
unfucking real.
it's
man.
Baby Mario. But it's Yoshi's story.
It is. It is the story of the Yoshis and their struggle to bring this child,
Yeah.
Their savior.
this prophetic
I was-
child,
I was
this
always scared.
Messiah figure.
I was always scared of those little red guys that would snatch Mario up when you wouldn't get him on time.
The Shy Guys?
They were like the Shy Guys with the buck teeth and the glasses.
Oh
And
yeah.
they go, meh, 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 meh.
I love the enemies in that game. I love the
Yeah.
platforming elements. There's a high point in the game where there's a world when the final boss is this raven that's on a moon,
Yeah.
and you have to smash this like wood post
Yeah.
to get into the other side. And the music is so harrowing and
Yeah.
terrifying, and it
I remember.
it's just
You know,
incredible.
this is the third Super Nintendo game we talked about. We talked about Donkey Kong Country, Super Metroid, Yoshi's. Like, some of those boss fight musics put you in such anxiety.
Yeah.
They really did.
Especially after you've already died God knows how many times, and you're just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But everything about
Good
that
show,
game
yeah.
is just brilliant to me. That they could do it the way they did it, and it's such a departure for Super Mario World.
And it's amazing because it's Super Mario World 2.
Yes,
That's the funny thing.
it's incredible that they decided that's what we're gonna do, and I adore it. You know?
It's such a departure that no one calls it Super Mario World 2.
It's
Yeah,
Yoshi's
it's
Island.
Yoshi's Island.
And you know, I have it on Game Boy Advance as well, and I still play it to this day sometimes when I have nothing else to do, or I'm waiting for something, or at a doctor's office. And I love that game. It's just one of the things that defined my childhood.
Yoshi's Island, too.
That game sucked.
The 64 one,
Yoshi's
right?
Story.
Fuck that
Yeah,
game.
Yoshi's Story.
That game was shit.
That game. You made art. Tell me about the game. Come on. What is your beef?
Well, here's what I'll say. It's positive.
Okay.
It's artistically cohesive.
Yes, it is.
It's a late Super Nintendo game, so you get you talk about games that are like real 2D masterpieces.
Mhm.
It's like that game. Then Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Man.
Oh fuck, that should have been on my list.
Whatever.
Whatever.
I'll say this: Yoshi's Island is one of those games for me, and it wasn't on my list. I'm a little bit ashamed of that.
Don't be.
Thank you. Oh, I was gonna say thank you.
Oh.
Como to say?
Good man. But what are your gripes? Come on, man.
I didn't like the gameplay. Here's why I say I didn't like the gameplay. Maybe because you trained yourself with Mario your whole life, and then you hit that game.
So you can't just take it as a game on its own.
I guess
Well, then why
it's a
call,
Mario
well, then
game.
why call it a 2?
Yeah.
Still, it's just
I guess-
as a game.
I guess I could, but I couldn't when I played it, and that poisoned my perception.
Okay, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I get that.
And I'm still like the same guy I was when I was even a kid at like 8 or 9.
But
Like 8 years old, I'm like artistically, I love it.
This game.
But I'm really
Clearly, this is Yoshi's story.
Clearly.
I'm burned by the game. I was led to believe this, and then
See, you're not much older than me, but you were old enough to be really following these things as they came out, right?
yeah.
And me, it was just like, for the time that I became very cognizant about what video games were as a medium and an art form, these games were already all out there, and they were in a pile in my sister's fucking trunk.
Wow.
You know?
That
And
sounds
it's like,
cool.
look at all this. Look at all these games, and there was no time frame.
Yeah.
There was none of that. There were no years. It was just, I have opened something new. This is Super Nintendo.
And of that trunk, this is what rose to the top.
Oh no.
Oh,
Well, we already talked about Donkey Kong Country 2.
Yes.
But it is pretty difficult for me to say that game.
you know what Randy Savage said? The cream always rises
No,
to the
I'm
top.
not going to say. Look, and I've made this clear. This list is in no way my endorsement. What I would think is, okay, these are the greatest games.
This is your scrubs of the video game list.
We will meet halfway there, and I will not come across the table to you.
Go.
We will meet halfway and move on to Chris.
Give us that
Number 3 is Bloodborne for me.
So immediately
Sweet.
that leads us to.
Well, no,
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 2.
it's just we're going around.
Okay, Daniel, do you have a new number 3?
What? I'm
Wait.
number 2. I'm number 2 now.
Number 2?
He's number 2.
Yeah, he started.
He's shit.
Number 2. Number 2 is a game that also I feel like I don't think any of y'all played it. I don't played this game.
Morty.
This game. This game.
We're not
is,
getting into that.
This game is often referred to as the Spore Before Spore. It's a game for the SNES called Evo: Search for Eden. It's
Holy fuck, I have played that game.
It's
Have you
a-
played that
Holy
game?
fuck, I haven't.
It's a
That game's awesome.
It's an SNES game where you evolve.
You play through Evolution.
Yeah,
It's an action RPG.
yeah.
That game is nuts.
It's awesome.
I like it because I'm a Square Soft RPG nut.
Yeah, like
So I played their whole catalog.
yeah. That game made an impact on me that like I have played that game. Like I've played Team Fortress more than any game, but I have played through Evo more than any like story mode that I've ever played through. I play it different every single time.
That game is so cool. So as you level up, you start off like a fish, right?
Yeah.
Okay? So you gain experience, you level up, and you say, well, I'm going to go this way.
Yeah.
So say by the time you get to where you're a dinosaur on land, you can go biped towards like a Tyrannosaurus Rex,
Or you can go
like Stegosaurus.
Or you
Okay,
can go
that's
pterodactyl
cool.
and
That's
fly.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
it
really
is.
cool.
And
fucking
it's
cool.
It's
Whoa.
cool.
And it's a Super Nintendo era RPG.
And it's cool
That's
because
crazy.
like with like the same with that, like you have those options available to you from the very first iteration. So as a fish, you could be a slow and heavy fish, or you can be like a sailfish and be quick and have a cool ass
Wow.
dorsal fin. And
This
it
is
fol-
Super Nintendo?
and it follows
Yes.
and it follows a narrative too.
Whoa.
So
Yeah, that actually sounds fucking crazy.
So throughout the game, Eve,
Yeah.
the daughter of the cosmos, is leading you towards heaven or Eden. She's
Yes.
leading you. She's leading you towards Eden.
It's cool. It's a really Squaresoft way of
Yeah.
approaching. We're blending science, religion, like the old Final Fantasy games,
Yeah.
Xenogears, like
And like at the end,
It's cool.
Like at the end, you ideally would have reached human, like the human level, because you can evolve.
Are
to
there
a
bad
monkey.
endings?
No, but like
I never beat it.
your final boss, you fight hate.
Whoa.
You fight
Wow.
hate incarnate,
That's kind of on the nose.
and and it's just such a cool fucking game. Like
What would you say is hate incarnate?
it's hate incarnate. It's like
Does he kind of
in
look
the game,
like
it's
Obama?
this kind.
I think he might.
In the game, hate is this blob of stuff that's got orbs in it of all the bosses that you fought throughout the game. And as you're fighting him, he spits out these orbs and you have to fight all the bosses that you've fought since then. And it's supposed to be at the end of each era of evolution, so fish, amphibian, reptiles, mammals, and then the sort of modern mammals.
Critters.
Each of those has this sort of like regime that you topple of like in the fish era it's the sharks.
Yeah.
In the amphibian era it's the bees who are taking over the amphibians.
Yeah.
And like
I'm adding this to my Amazon.
you can't buy the game. Well, you can buy it, but it's going to be like $200.
Whoa, how did you play it?
I just had a copy of it.
Can I have it?
No, I had a copy of it.
You had it?
I sold it.
Oh, you bitch!
For how much?
$6. We can't ask him. Oh, 5. You're
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
you.
Damn.
I'm fucked up right now. You made me mad.
It
Keep selling this thing. God.
It's good, Jay.
I give up.
I played it.
It's good.
It is good.
Got a copy.
The only downside I would say to this game is it feels a little grindy at sometimes.
Yes, you
I've
definitely.
played
gotta
plenty
grind.
of those
You gotta
games. I've played plenty.
Well,
of
if you
those.
like any RPG before like
Yeah.
2000, get ready to grind.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
When they were good.
My
Jeez, Chris.
I have an RPG on here.
Number 2.
It's before them. But number 2 is not an RPG. Number 2 is a third-person shooter.
Whoa.
Stealth combo.
Whoa.
Metal Gear Solid 2. Sons of Liberty.
All right.
Never played.
2 is a brave choice.
Yeah. I thought about it.
Is there another brave choice for number 1?
Number 1.
No, you don't want to
Wait,
ask that right now. Don't
okay,
that, you
okay.
asshole.
Did you play number 2, Steven? Sons of Liberty?
Play number shit.
Whoa.
I'm not saying
Wow.
that. I'm not
Number
saying about
2.
the game. I'm making a
Wow,
number 2
Jay.
joke. Come on, it's a great game.
Oh,
You know what,
number
you
2.
know what other number 2 sucks? Like as in a number 2?
Oh!
Super Mario World 2.
Kodor 2.
You motherfuckers! I'm about to leave.
Jay, how many number 2s are in your top 5?
All of them.
3.
3? Okay.
Man.
So we got
If it was 2,
would have been more
it's more shitty.
like us artistically cohesive.
Oh.
Okay, real quick. I'll be quick. Metal Gear Solid 2. Chris, you played it, right?
Yeah.
It's an amazing game.
I still like
I appreciate it.
some of the
so far.
things in
I
that
do.
game, even like technically still are like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Wowee.
It's like
Other games, other modern games don't even do like some of the detailed stuff that game does.
So it is so advanced for when it came out. We're talking like 2001 maybe.
2001.
And like I said, and it sucks because I don't want to sound like a pretentious prick.
Uh-oh.
I prefaced it when I talked to you guys earlier. It is a postmodern game, and that it is no longer inventing genres. So what it is doing is combining and subverting
I knew it.
genres.
Subverting coming into this.
And so it's cool because it is a multinational game. So you have a fucking like American hero Cold War bullshit
Yeah.
with this fucking anime twist
Kojima is
because
it.
it's made from Japan. So you have like Raven in it.
It's
who's,
not
like,
made from Japan. It's made from Hideo Kojima.
and it's
That's
Who
loves Western
Who's
culture?
so hard for
that is
Western
the
stuff?
bottom line.
so what it is him understanding these stories that he saw in the 80s, like Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger or Rambo with Sylvester Stallone, and telling, and like what he understands about the Cold War through his modern like Japanese lens. And so like the ending is so cool. So you're fighting an American senator who straps himself I can't with the Doc Octopus apparatus in Washington D.C. and then it ends with this beautiful live action shots.
It's like super smoky and jazzy.
Yeah, with
jazzy.
It is.
It's a like a neo jazz like thing.
Jazz fusion.
And just like and it's beautiful photography. And what I'll also say about the Metal Gears is like, you know,
I love the Metal Gears.
You're experimenting with the medium of video games. You have a part. This is 2001, and it's a AAA title for the time, and they're fucking with you. You think your game's crashing at one point, glitching.
Also, you have to remember, the second game in like a beloved like Metal Gear Solid like broke new ground like Halo did at the time it came out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know, Halo 2 did something
They
similar.
were contemporary.
Halo 2 did something similar to Metal Gear Solid 2, which is they don't make you play as Master Chief, they make you play as Arbiter, which pissed people off.
Good parallel.
Raiden is the main character of 2.
Oh, wow.
Which I think Raiden to me just allows you to see Snake from another perspective.
So I've never played this game.
That's a very good
I've never
point.
played these games, but is Naked Raiden in that game?
Yeah.
Yeah, even that.
It's like covering
flips.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
And
Never
what
moves
I'll
those
also
hands.
say would never cease to impress me about the Capcom Konami games of late PlayStation, early PlayStation 2, was how sophisticated the interfaces were.
Yeah.
So they're pseudo computer interfaces. So like it's pre-generated, like you're not exploring these interfaces, but they're conveying to you in the story that you're going through these programs, and they look so good. It's like the game has aged so well. I replayed
That game's story is batshit insane.
It is.
Hideo Kojima.
But turned up to 11.
Like-
All cliche
What about
levels.
4?
It's crazier than 4.
It's crazier than 4.
It's the
Wow.
All right.
craziest. Like there are lies on top of lies on top of lies on top of lies that like keep going back and forth, and you just like your head is spinning.
Okay.
I don't even know if it's good or not. That's the point. Like it's crazy.
Metal Gear Solid 2.
I have been considering buying something called the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection.
Do it.
That includes Metal Gear 1, 2, basically everything up to 5.
Yeah.
Right?
No, not 5.
Everything up to 5.
Okay, yeah.
I mean.
Includes 4.
I mean, have you even played some of those Metal Gear games?
I've not played Metal Gear 1 and 2.
How have you not been pressured to do so?
I don't know.
You are a big fan of the series.
But,
I don't know.
But Metal Gear 1 is the NES one, right?
Yeah.
But imagine that on a PlayStation 3.
But I feel like that's so like monumentally different as a game.
It's just going to be
Still,
tough to get into.
There's story to it. And
Yeah,
it
but
ties everything together.
but
Here
I
and
don't
there.
like
I know the stories well enough.
Are you the story man or are you the game man?
For Metal Gear?
Yeah. You're the game
Like,
man.
I don't even...
You're the game man.
There's gotta be a...
hold
they
on.
laid the groundwork for the gameplay in
Hold
the
on.
first one.
I don't... The thing about Metal Gear is, like, I don't know if the story's good or not, but I like it. You know what I mean?
It's like a soap opera.
It's just crazy, and
It
I
is
like
crazy.
It's a military soap opera.
What-
You know what it is?
That's
it's
what
the
it
Game
is.
of Thrones of games. It's just like there's some shit in there that's just like, but I like it.
Game of Thrones won't end that well.
Yeah, no.
All right.
I know what you're saying, but, like, it's so complicated how I feel about those game stories.
The series is that. Exactly.
But, like, if I'm... yeah, I can't even put it into
Played
words.
a lot of 5. It's
That's
great
That's
so
a good.
far,
That's a
but
good
there's
number
now-
2. That's a good number 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
The sad part is I played a lot of 5. That's my only experience with Metal Gear Solid, but it's the least amount of story Metal Gear has ever
Which
had
is
to
not even a
offer.
bad thing.
But still,
4 is too much story.
I thought number.
Hour-long cutscenes.
Yeah.
I thought
I could deal
5.
with that.
I thought 5 was a beautiful game.
It is.
it is a
And
beautiful
it's
game.
the
I
one
can
I
already
played.
say.
God, it's such a
That's the
good look.
latest one.
Yeah.
Did you play that one?
Yeah. That's
That
Is it true
Fox
that there's a
engine
girl
is-
just wearing a harness?
Yeah, silent.
Look,
Quiet.
Quiet.
Well, I was about to say.
Silence!
Look, you know, it's funny. I want to mention this. There was a lot of controversy over her because she's just, big titty babe. And
Ooh.
Hideo Kojima said, no, there is a rational explanation
Yes, it's not
for
rational,
this.
but yes.
You will see when you play the game. And it turned out
Her skin doesn't
her
breathe
skin
well.
doesn't breathe well. She must be nude almost. So
Yes, it's
just,
literally that.
leveling the playing
Yeah,
field here
because
a little
Kojima
bit.
doesn't know how to write women.
No, he doesn't.
Very few men do.
Meredith, and I agree with that too.
Very few men can do that. But
Number two.
I already talked about Donkey Kong Country 2.
Cruntry.
I love that cereal.
Yeah.
It's my second favorite game. Yeah.
Contritize me, Captain.
You might want to delete that, but no. We're leaving that in. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. Great game. Moving on to 1. I don't know.
No, number 2 for Chris.
I keep forgetting. I think like Chris is the main man.
I know.
Big Chris.
Big Chris, tell it how it
Break us
is.
off.
Give me that
Big
lowdown.
Chris.
Fuck.
Number 2 was hard for me because I really wanted to just pick one game, but I couldn't. It was really difficult. You probably already know what it is. Final Fantasy 6 through 9. Just those era of games is like
Which one?
Chris.
all of them in between.
No, which one?
I can't do it.
You have to say which
Well,
one.
I can't do it.
You can't do that.
Chris.
You can't do
You
that.
guys
Chris,
decide
cannot do it.
for the sake of it.
It's
Just
a,
go with 7.
No, I can't. No.
it's a noble cop out. So at least explain to us how you're copping out and why.
Because they're all so different.
Just go with 7.
But also,
7 is not my favorite one.
But the thing about it, though,
go
Chris.
with
But Chris.
no, my favorite one is 8.
Oh, okay.
There you go. 8.
8.
But I
We
cannot.
did it.
But I'll tell you this.
I
Chris.
Say
can't.
it, Chris.
No, listen. God damn it! Listen.
Wow. Shit.
I cannot leave the
Everyone,
others out of my top
shut the-
5. That's the
shut the
problem.
fuck up.
Oh my god. I'm frightened.
I can't, in good conscience,
My
leave
brother
the
is
others.
speaking.
I can't leave the others out of my top.
Do you know what, Chris? When we get to my number 1, it will become clear.
But-
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
But here's what
Here's the
here's
thing.
what I say
It
about
may not be what
it.
you think.
It's a top 5 for a reason.
It's like, well, it's like, to be honest, maybe what he's talking about too is like, with, say, if it was Final Fantasy Tactics and the Metal Gear Solid series, like that might occupy 4 or 5 of my slots, or maybe all 5, because like I almost wanted to put Metal Gear Solid 3 instead too,
That's fair.
and I chose a Final Fantasy game, and I could have easily put, if I'm talking about like pure love, enjoyment, sentimentality in my heart of hearts, like those 2 series occupy a lot. Like, and
I mean, those
But
games
you
to me
can't.
are like my formative years, like really starting to like be interested in good storytelling.
yeah.
That's why, like, and the music is so good in those games.
All right, so let's go through it. All right, Chris, tell us something good about number 6.
6, the ensemble cast.
Number 7.
7, it's
Big
simple.
swords.
The Star Wars story.
Yeah.
The rogues
Okay.
getting together.
Taking down the Empire.
8.
8.
Oh, it's so hard to even like
Spit
put
it
into
out.
words.
Spit it out.
Spit it.
This is spontaneous. You know these games.
Opinion scramble.
Hey, fuck you. Love you, Daniel.
That is really tough to even.
I love you.
Right,
All right.
because 8 is tricky because you know objectively the story isn't the best, the characters
Yeah.
aren't the best, the gameplay isn't even the best, but there's something about it to me.
And I know a lot of people hate the main character, but I love the main character.
I did too.
Who's the
What was his
character?
name? Louse? Oh,
Loud.
Louse.
Squall.
God damn,
I'm
Jay.
sorry, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
Final Fantasy.
the gunsword guy, right?
Yeah.
I think it has the best soundtrack too.
Squall.
Ooh, Gunsword.
Holy shit! Number 8 is the one where like
That opening sequence
Yeah.
is so cool.
number 8. Also, if you haven't played it by this point, fuck you. But
Hasn't
like,
played it.
Spoiler alert.
Hasn't played
I
it.
haven't played it. But
I'm sorry.
is that the one
Look.
where it ends where it's just like, yeah, you kind of probably died.
That's a theory. It's a fan theory.
Oh, and the ending's in his head.
Yeah.
like
No, that's bullshit. I bet
Whoa.
that game has
It's the
no-
most ambiguous
laying down the
ending.
law.
Though.
Yeah.
It's actually like overall like the most ambiguous story, I would say.
I think like something that freaked
I don't
me
know.
out.
I feel like it ends the most
the-
explicitly.
And like I think that this is a visual thing for me, but I think something that freaked me out today that would probably made me cry as a child was Squall's face is missing in like the last shot of like the game. It's just a hole in his face, and that would have probably made me cry as a child.
Whoa.
I don't know. The rest
I
of the
gotta
image is
Google this.
is
No, what I'm
blurry.
saying is about it being ambiguous is like
It's
there's
just
so
a shot
many.
of his face missing.
No, there are no other games
Like
in this
gory?
No,
it's just a hole.
It's just a hole. There are no other games in
fuck?
the story. No other stories in
I'll
these
show you a
games
picture.
where people
Please,
debate
Daniel.
the ending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's that ambiguous, but like there's just so much to read about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then tell us about number 9.
9, the throwback.
Yeah.
Like you're back in like a medieval high fantasy setting.
So I haven't. The only one of those games I haven't played is. Well, I played it, but I never beat is 9.
Right.
Yeah. So
7, 8, 9.
All those games occupy such different spaces.
Oh! Sorry.
That would have scared the shit out of me as a child.
let me see.
Fuck.
It's just a hole in his face.
There's
I don't like
There's
that.
no justification.
I don't
for
like that.
No,
It's
there-
just
There's no justification.
There is.
I just
What
don't
the
like
fuck
it.
is
Bad
that?
at this.
All right, we're getting out of 9. Sorry.
I already said
Yeah.
throwback.
Okay, 15.
I haven't played it. I will not play it.
Final
want
Fantasy
me-
Online.
After 9,
Fantasy Star Online.
After 9, I'll cut it off.
.hack GU. Oh.
Hack Legend.
All right, Chris. I'm gonna keep playing the games. I'll tell you, but you gotta take my
You're
word for
gonna
it.
go
If
chronologically.
it brings it back, and I say, hey, number 20, Chris, you gotta come back for this.
That's the
Wait,
thing.
wait,
like,
wait.
the only reason those games really mean a lot to me is because of when I played them.
What about 10?
Well,
I don't like that game. I think that game's terrible.
I just wanted to
I know a lot of
Hold
people
on.
love that game, but I just don't like it.
10 is neck and neck with 7 with fan
Oh,
favorites.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I agree with Chris that
That
game
game
sucks
is
dick?
it's bad.
no, it doesn't. It's like
the combat is so simplified. The
It-
story is bad. It doesn't
it-
actually make
voice acting
sense.
is really
it
good.
aged the worst, even though it was visually
Stunning.
the most impressive when it came out. But it
Now, I
aged,
do remember that. I was never a Final Fantasy guy,
and
but I saw that game.
it
Was like,
aged the worst.
I don't want to say that's when it jumped the shark, but that's when it thought about jumping the shark, and
That's a good way to put it. All right, Daniel,
I could see it coming.
Ooh.
so we're on ones.
Number 1.
number 1.
Uno.
Here's what I say about number 1. Right. And I did play this game.
Listen to this man. He's just setting the stage.
And I did play this because, like, this game means so much. This game means so fucking much to me.
More
And-
than-
I would hope that all the number
More
ones
than-
do.
more than-
you know?
More than the robot.
More than Metal Gear,
More than Metal
more than Metal,
more than
Arms,
Rick and Morty.
more than Rick and Morty, more than Evo, more than Team Fortress, and more than Red Dead. And more than Midnight Club 3 Double Edition
Whoa,
Remix.
dude!
I really fucking like that game.
I know what you're gonna say.
It was dope.
Hitman.
Rest in peace, Hitman, man.
Got canceled.
Seriously, I just wanted to bring it up. Sorry, Daniel.
Yeah.
Number one. Sorry,
Devastated me.
Number
Num-
one.
Number 1 is, surprisingly, because I'm not much into RPGs, is an RPG. This game is called Breath of Fire 2. It is my favorite RPG of the SNES. A lot of people like to fall to Chrono Trigger. And
Yeah,
while I
yeah.
enjoyed Chrono Trigger, I don't think it satisfied me in the way that Breath of
I
Fire
don't think
2 did.
I don't even care for Chrono Trigger
They're,
that much.
like-
It's whatever.
And I think this
Shut
almost
up.
falls exclusively on the ending of the game. Or in sort of some of the backstory of the game. So, like, in the beginning of the game, you start in a town where a cave hiding something is being blocked by a dead dragon.
Whoa.
And as you play the
The
game...
large dead dragon's name is Yo Mama.
Basically. So you find out that your mother...
Your mama's so fat.
You find out that, like, the talent that you have is the ability to turn into a dragon. And it turns out that the dead dragon is your mother.
Yeah.
And she covered the cave as a way to stop the evil that was in the cave.
Was
And
the
she
main
died.
character's name Ryu?
Yeah, Ryu.
What?
On
Seriously.
the nose.
Seriously.
What is it?
The Japanese word for dragon.
Wait,
Oh,
what is it?
really?
The main
Yeah.
character's name is Ryu.
Ryu. Or if y'all remember playing Street Fighter 2.
Oh.
other
Yeah, that's
people
why
would
I
say
brought it up.
Ryu.
Ryu.
I said Ryu.
That's why I brought it up.
I said Ryu.
So,
Pardon me.
if you haven't played this game by this point, whatever.
You're-
But
Tell us about the combat.
the combat's cool. It is a sort of, it's not exactly Final Fantasy-ish, but it is that sort of
Turn-based.
turn by turn.
Um,
And it's not my favorite way to play a game, but I think the narrative, the way that just the characters develop, the characters that you meet, the characters that you kind of go on this adventure with,
okay.
That's such an RPG thing.
It's
Daniel,
beautiful.
have you played it in the past few years?
Ooh,
I have not,
I
and
like
and
that
I'm
question.
scared.
That's good.
I was gonna say really quick. I play one of the 6 through 9 every year.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here's what I'll say about my number one coming up after you're done. But keep going.
Another one on this list as well for me was Secret of Mana.
That you thought about?
Yeah.
The action RPG?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm a Square Enix nerd.
No, Squaresoft.
Squaresoft. Yes. Well, like
I severed my ties with them.
but
when they merged,
They're very concerned about that. Chris.
But what Chris is saying
Well,
is true, because if you took the amount of Squaresoft games I've played, it maybe is for real 80-90% of their catalog I've played. Square Enix 15%, 20%. I mean, they've come out with so many fucking games
and like
that I don't care about, like Valkyrie Profile too. Like,
see, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not a huge fan of RPGs, particularly particularly the combat. But and like Secret of Mana, that's why it was a contender for me, because Secret of Mana is a real-time battle thing.
yeah,
You encounter enemies out in the wild and you fight them, like with buttons.
you press X, you
press X and
face.
then you stab. It's not, I use secret fire move.
Yeah.
Like, and I think the ending to Breath of Fire it's so beautiful, because like you defeat what's in the cave, but you realize that it's gonna come back, and you turn into a dragon and you kill yourself on top of the cave.
it's a cycle,
and you become basically what your mother like became.
That's cool.
And
that's cool.
That like I played this game when I was, I think, 11 years old. And that game impacted me in a way that I didn't think video games
There's
could.
something to be said about playing games like that in your formative years.
And that has to do with my number
There
one.
will always be a persistent connection to those games that, like, Art and I have stayed up really late talking about Final Fantasy.
Like, seriously?
But, like, nobody, if you missed the, like, boat on that, you cannot possibly understand.
Seriously, like...
Nostalgia goggles.
Because I play it. I play one of those games every year.
Out there. I'm not necessarily arguing that.
It's like,
but
I want that to enter into the forum.
But the thing about it, like that strikes me of nostalgia goggles is this list. I'll tell you this, Jay, and why it's not nostalgia goggles.
I wasn't saying. I'm just saying. Think about that.
Well, I'll tell you it's not. Why I'll tell you it is not.
Your mother's wear nostalgia goggles.
She probably did.
Why I'll tell you it's not nostalgia goggles, because the way that it affected me then is what matters to me.
Does it affect you that way now?
I still think some of those waves do, because the way that it developed.
I think that's the true sign of a number one.
Have you played it even in the last 5 years?
I played it in the last 5 years. I played it freshman year of college.
Maybe you want to play it so far. Jesus.
Okay.
And so,
seriously.
And so, like, what it's so cool the way that it sets it up, because like you're walking out of the cave and your squad keeps walking, and you turn around. And then they're like, hey, where did blank go? They turn around and you're already dead on top of the cave. Like,
man, fuck that bullshit.
Oh man, it's like that decision's been made without like anybody else. And like the way the way that like I don't know, there's something to be said about a game affecting me in a way that I didn't think a game could, you know.
Yeah.
Like it,
you don't have to work
that is the only game that I've ever played that's made me cry at the end.
The only one.
Only one.
I've cried in a game, but it's not always at the end.
Yeah,
It's a second to third, first to second act kind of moment.
Yeah.
I'll say that is the only game that's ever made me cry at the end.
Okay.
Wow.
Breath of Fire 2.
Breath of Fire 2.
It's incredible though.
All right, so my number one is, so like Chris said, how he couldn't separate 6 through 9. Not gonna lie, I love Final Fantasy, and in my heart of hearts, like that's my shit. But unlike Chris, who said, "Well, I'll just say I'm going to encapsulate all of them."
I'm gonna cheat my way out of it.
I did, and here's how I did it, Chris. I actually took them out, all of them, and replaced them with my number one game is Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh, nice. That's a good choice.
I'm going to go through my honorable mention. Can I do that really quick?
Yeah.
My honorable mentions.
I have to leave the room. No.
Okay, really quick.
Actually, I do.
Fallout 3, BioShock, Super Mario World, Rocket League, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Go.
Wait.
Just go.
Fallout 3?
Yeah.
more than New Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
What?
You guys, we don't have time for this. We gotta wrap this up.
Final Fantasy Tactics was an honorable mention of mine.
Okay.
I wrote it down.
Final Fantasy Tactics is the most sophisticated story
It is.
I have seen in a video game. So, you know how Game of Thrones is based off the War of Roses?
It is.
It was an actual historical conflict between English royals and
Is it really
nobility.
based off that, though, or are people drawing parallels?
No, it is what the Game of Thrones is about. So House Lannister is based off of not the Tudors. If I could only remember their name, I'll remember it later. Lancasters. The Lannisters are based off of the Lancasters.
Obviously,
From
yes.
the actual War of the Roses. And so Final Fantasy Tactics did the same, where you had a geopolitical religious struggle. Not just that, my favorite element from the early Final Fantasy games was the job class system. I can change jobs. I can hire generic NPCs, name them Arthur, like make them a fucking knight with black mage magic. The possibilities to me at the time seemed endless. And to me, my number one thing, and I still play D&D, and like I'm working on a campaign that's like this, but is like, so there's like a religion. It's like Christianity, right? A saint died, like Jesus Christ in the story, and you start unraveling this stuff that the disciples and the apostles were real in the story. But because of how unreliable texts are and word of mouth, turns out that the Jesus Christ figure of the Final Fantasy Tactics world was actually a demon.
Whoa.
A malevolent
What are they,
entity.
the Zodiac Stones?
Yeah,
or
the
something?
Zodiac Stones. Right. And so everybody spent all this time, hundreds of years later, worshipping like evil as good because they couldn't even understand it. And the fact that you could so dramatically get something wrong is, to me, it was so cool. And like I said, I love the gameplay. I love
that game too.
I remember when fucking Albus, is it? This fucking cunt rich prep that's in your party in the first act. He shoots Delita. Delita's Mexican. He's a working class motherfucker.
Man, I sympathize with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, bro.
But Delita being Mexican.
And Delita because his name's Delita. Delita. And Albus shoots his sister with a crossbow because she's expendable because they're serfs and they're not nobles, so their lives don't matter.
System.
And I was like, just like me and my brother Nick, we played all the Final Fantasies together. We're Irish twins. We're like 11 months apart, and we're like flipping furniture, like that cunt, that blonde hair cunt, and like I don't know, fuck it. That game's amazing. I love Final Fantasy Tactics. Number 1 forever. Por vida.
Bless up.
Rest in peace.
That was beautiful.
Where'd you learn that?
I'm on.
All right, Jay. Big Dog Jay.
Give it to us hot.
Number 1.
Give it to us back.
I keep coming to this point.
Bloodborne!
It's a good game. It's a fair game. But
Leisure Suit Larry.
I keep coming to the point of,
Bully 2.
oh man, I could sit down and I could I'm gonna impress them. This is probably the best game ever. Everybody says this is the best game.
I know you're number 1.
Wait a
I've
minute,
known
objectively, that's the best game of all time.
Ocarina of Time.
No,
That's what he's talking about, though.
No, I'm gonna blow their minds. Obscure title, well respected, RPG, fucking blow them out of the water. My number 1 is not a game that most people like. I mean, there's a big following to it, sort of a cult thing, but, it's a game a lot of people think is bullshit.
Oh.
Chris?
I know it. I
Daniel
know.
and Chris, lay it on me.
I was gonna...
We'll say it at the go on 1, 2, 3, go.
Hold on. I know nothing about, Jay relatively.
Yeah, I want to see if Art can
Can
guess.
I make $100 to $1 odds?
I don't have that money, but go for it.
So, really?
I really just guess. I want to
Guess.
see.
Take a guess.
Earthbound.
That's a good contender though. Like that's
No.
a good guess.
Damn.
No.
Well, you could have made
Okay,
the bottom.
okay. So
Can we stop playing games? Come on,
both
let's
of
put
you.
Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask.
It's the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Who's played it?
I watched you play
Have
it.
I beat it?
I watched the Let's Plays that y'all did, where y'all were like stumbling. I'm talking stumbling drunk.
I play that game in Ocarina of Time almost every year, usually around pretty similar times. I think Ocarina of Time was a much better game. And I'm not one of those motherfuckers that's like, yo, it's one of the best games ever made. It's the best game ever made. Yo, you just like, it's legendary. It fucking changed everything.
But here's the thing, though. Like, what you're saying is, like, as a fan of a lot of mediums, if it's true, it's true.
Yeah.
I don't like fucking Zelda. I think Zelda sucks dick.
At the entire series.
But,
right?
like, I see why it's so beloved.
You get it.
You get it.
You get why it deserves to exist, as I say.
I 100%, I get it.
100 emoji.
Well, the thing about
Sucks big fucking pee-pee butt.
the thing about this, especially coming from an RPG guy, I understand that, but Ocarina of Time is definitely, without any disagreement, a big deal game. It's something that kind of, whether or not you think it deserved to change the landscape of video games, and was serious. Are we going to disagree that it's not the greatest Nintendo 64
Steven,
game?
did you play Ocarina of Time?
Or,
Did you have it in
Are you guys
64?
speaking English?
look, are we going to disagree that it's not the most
I don't like it, but yeah, it's
the biggest
best
Nintendo
and
64
biggest
game
and
of all
best.
time?
It's the one to play.
Well, I was going to say it's either that or, as lame as it is, because they were so early in its lifespan, Super Mario 64.
Yeah,
But that game was
it's a good game.
It's that or that,
That
right?
game
That's
was
a good game,
But what I'll
though.
say about that
but
game is
Zelda
it was
has a
a
sophistication to it.
well, but
Not really.
but Super Mario
Well, compared to
64,
fucking Super Mario World, or
Super Mario 64 revolutionized 3D platforming and 3D controls. I think that has to amount for something. It's a technical masterpiece, I think.
Yeah, the fact that they got it so well that early is extremely
okay.
The idea
Okay.
that it's the first Mario game that controlled like a Mario game. You know what I mean?
in 3D.
Yeah, in 3D.
That's pretty big.
Like,
And Ocarina of Time has that too,
So,
in a
yeah.
way.
So, Majora's Mask, what's the difference?
What's the deal?
lay the mask on us.
I want to take the mask off, really.
Oh! Fuck it.
Ocarina of Time was sort of like a for the ages, big, epic, timeless quest, right? Like a big, it took a lot of elements of
It's
Zelda.
it's like New Hope to Empire Strikes Back.
It took. I'm not gonna. No. It took a lot of elements of other Zelda games and streamlined them, and sort of polished them to hell. Well, I'm not talking about controls or graphics necessarily.
It's just streamlined. Whatever.
Anyway,
Yeah. Because we're not talking about Ocarina, we're talking about Majora's Mask.
exactly. Majora's Mask lives in the shadow of that game. A strange thing. It doesn't really, Chris and I, we've talked about this game plenty. He didn't like it at all. But it...
Even when you play through it, Chris?
No, look, I don't like playing that game. I will watch you play that game. I do not think the game is enjoyable. I like the themes. I think the music's really cool. And some of the individual stories are cool.
Well, Ocarina of Time was a straight shooter of a game. It was.
Yeah, and if I didn't like that, I won't like
There
Majora's
wasn't
Mask.
a lot of...
Keep
No.
talking about Ocarina of Time.
No. We don't need to get into that. Ocarina of Time was it's so hard to explain these fucking games. There wasn't... It was just a straight story following Link, for the most part. That's it. But Majora's Mask, that's not what it was about. Majora's Mask is sort of an abstract piece of art. It's something that everybody takes differently, regarding just the justification of it existing even.
It's kind of strange. It's creepy. It's Skull Kid.
It's broken.
Yeah.
It's very broken. They run off the engine of Ocarina of Time, and I feel like it was more of an experiment. But at the same time, there's a strange, sad lost soul to that game.
And it's like, and from what I've seen about it, because I've seen some Let's Plays and stuff, and I've played it, but I've never beat it myself, is like, why the fuck did they go that direction?
I can answer that.
Exactly.
The
Why?
justification I've always heard is they knew they were releasing the same kind of game or the same engine game on the same platform. They didn't want to make a sequel because, like, how could they improve on the N64 so much?
Say it's like a DLC.
So they made it so radically different that they're like companion pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, in summary, because I could talk and ramble about this game for hours and nobody would really make much heads or tails of it. It's a lot more personal. It's smaller. It's more intimate, and there's more of a focus on surrounding characters, which for the Nintendo 64 era, intrinsic storytelling was not something I understood very well. And then this game came along, and there's some incredible plot lines.
And that certainly wasn't a strong suit for the Nintendo 64.
I have a hot take for this. Are y'all ready?
Nah.
I'm ready.
It's like Twin Peaks.
Oh, fuck.
Nice.
Yeah.
God damn it. Just... Hold on. Okay. The thing I didn't do right with Chris is that if you just try to... I'm going to beat this fucking game. We're going to fucking get to the end. That's not it. That's not the point of the game.
It's the journey.
Yeah. No.
Man.
You have to revel in that world.
It's the side characters. There's so many of them. I mean, in the game, you collect masks that are tokens of specific mementos from stories, broken people, and there's just so many ugly, jagged souls in that game that you either help or you see their demise entirely, and you try to give them the best send-off that you can as a character.
Oh yeah, because everybody's gonna die.
I would, yeah.
That's a theme, that Ocarina, like Zelda, this is a side universe where Link goes to die. It's like his purgatory, and then the end of it, he's purified and ends. But that's just a consideration for me. It's the journey, man.
It's the journey, comma.
It's not the end.
Man.
It's not the end.
What I would say about this game, because I don't know much, all I've seen about the game, that it doesn't say much. I've seen all of y'all's videos about it, but
and we didn't get into the grid of that game at all.
And I usually don't like getting into like fan theories, but there's something about these two characters that you meet. It's just like, I think it's like the big sister, who's an adult, and the little girl, and there's this little girl who it's a tradition that they drink some drink. Like, when something happens...
The Romani sisters of the ranch.
Yeah. And whenever they realize that they're going to die, the older sister lets the little sister drink some of that.
Daniel?
Man.
What are you talking about? I know this game really well.
But I read some fan theory about this.
Here's the thing. Daniel could be lying. It sounds compelling to me.
Well, I
know those characters, but I don't really know if I've read into it quite like
they mentioned something about... They mentioned something about something that the adults do is they drink some, festive drink.
Is it the milk?
It's some Romani Ranch milk.
It's some milk, but which is, the fan theory is that it's alcoholic and it's for adults.
Might as well
It's a milk bar.
Might as well be. There is a milk bar in the game.
And so the little kids aren't allowed to drink it. But the older sister at the end of the game, nearing the end of the game, knowing when they're going to die, she lets the younger sister drink it because she knows that she's going to die.
Never heard anything about that.
And thematically,
that's such an adult fucked thing.
Okay. I don't
It's well, Arturito, we're going to die.
Have you
why don't you suck my dick?
What's the name? There's this...
What?
Did you have to say it like that?
I just
like that accent. God damn.
That's what offended you? Yeah. That's what offended you, man? Come on.
It's
of all the things.
I was going to say what I think is my favorite liquor, right?
Whoa.
Is
Link?
Not liquor. Liquor.
Damn, what is my...
I thought he said Laker. I thought I must have said my favorite Laker.
Here's the problem.
Oh, Magic Johnson.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. When Jay said that, I didn't like that accent, and but I was getting at I was gonna give him tequila.
You're like, fuck, I can't say anything after that.
Yeah, I was like, think of a bourbon.
Ooh,
Nah, just
shit.
would give him tequila.
Okay. Sorry, I just have one last thing.
You're more thoughtful than he is.
I have one last thing to say. No, it has to do
You
with
are not
Art's thing.
thoughtful about this matter.
It has something to do with Art's thing.
What?
There's a movie starring Steve Carell that is about the end of the world.
Somebody too.
Evan Almighty.
No.
Evan Almighty?
No, it's something like partner.
It is.
It's something like Partner for the End of the World. I think is the name of the movie.
Looking for a friend for
a friend for the end of the world.
With Keira Knightley.
Yeah. So there's a party at the beginning of the movie where they know the world's gonna end in a day, and everyone's doing crack. Like they're like, I got some crack, and it's just like these upscale rich people. They're like, let's do some heroin and crack tonight.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
But like,
is that what Zelda? Is Majora's Mask is?
But it's that same feeling to me.
Let's
like,
get back to Jay. So from what I'm getting, Jay, as an outsider, kind of, because I've seen some of it, so I understand it. It's the vignettes that we go through with these other characters. The side missions that cohesively build the tone and everything
The
else.
experience.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's that and overall just the feel of it. It's very haunting and sad and lonely.
The atmosphere is incredible.
It's very sad.
And that's the strength of great RPGs before shit got out the...
Yeah.
Right, was that like these side quests, they added something. It wasn't just this or that. So in Final Fantasy VII, you have this weird thing with Vincent Valentine being an
optional character, by the way.
optional character in the basement, and you have this story and where he's like a Frankenstein, and he's got this sad love story of unrequited love. But that's completely unnecessary. But without that, you're missing a key element of the game.
It's like
also that secret scene when you go back to that
cave?
mansion.
Oh.
Like, it tells like a huge part of Cloud's story that like you would never have even
huge
game changing.
It's huge.
It's
I want to conclude.
Los Majora's Masks.
To me, like I mentioned previously, this game is like abstract art. A lot of it, you take it as you will, and because so many plot lines in it are horrifying and gut-wrenching and then left unresolved.
Yeah.
And it's optional to even get to that point.
Yeah.
But like abstract art, it's quite a comparison, but this game is like knowing a person.
Yeah.
A person isn't cut in stone, a point A, point B, point Z, like Ocarina of Time or something is.
Yeah.
It's something that has a lot going on with it that you may never understand at all.
Yeah.
But you sit and you wonder, and you know this person. You try to get to know it, and you don't really ever fully get it.
And you know what, Jay? What's cool about that is that Majora's Mask isn't even a real RPG, and it lets you do that. That's one of the hallmarks of why RPGs are great. To me, is going off. Even if you're playing a Western RPG, you're playing Knights of the Old Republic, or you're playing Fallout, and you're going around absorbing more of the universe. Ocarina of Time let you do that outside of the setting of an RPG.
But it was so point A to point Z, that game.
Pardon me, not Ocarina of Time. I fucked up. Majora's Mask.
Okay.
Your game, the one you're referring to.
Ocarina of Time is just a story. It's cut and paste. You will have the same experience no matter what you do in that game. This game is multifaceted, and it's what you take from it for the most part. And I just hate that with Chris, all I tried to do was race to the finish line, because that's not how you play that game.
I wish Chris appreciated.
How old were y'all when y'all did that?
Last year and a half.
It was a long
year and a half
time.
to 2.
It went on.
It was like 2 years.
Jay, I'm sympathetic because it's your favorite game, and you're looking back and you're saying like, man, I wish I hadn't done that, because that wasn't the way to go about showing him my favorite game.
You can't do that with somebody else as a group.
But you did it.
But I had to.
But you were 20. You should have known better by then.
I know. I would have done it regardless, because I like this guy a lot. And I feel like even if he may not appreciate it, I want him to see it in some way.
But Chris, did you feel like you got it though? What the...
Well,
I feel like he can hear what I say.
So
and
yeah, totally. Like the thing about those games is I would never want to play it because I don't like they're so hard for me to get through.
This is me in Twin Peaks.
I enjoyed watching him play it.
Like nobody.
Like I really did.
Gets it.
I love digesting all this stuff, but I would just never want to play it.
What you need to be is a 9 through 11-year-old kid with no friends. That has
I think that's what 3 out of 4 of us were getting.
That has one game, and they lose themselves in it.
And Steven says that game was.
Really did not play it.
What are those clown racing games?
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal. That's it. That's what he says.
Clown racing.
Twisted Metal 2.
Why would you say that to Steven?
What are you cooking?
I'm drinking beer.
I smell something cooking.
Nothing.
All right.
like to-
well, Chris. on that note, Chris, number 1.
What's up, Steven?
No,
Steven, weigh in.
Steven.
because
Break us.
because my favorite game is The Last of Us.
Ooh, that's
I just beat that game the other day.
It's a good move. It's
an incredible game. I don't know what
You
to say
guys are
about that.
all cool.
No, I'm not. I'm fucking not, dude.
Well, it's like.
No, you're into pretty random ass games.
Steven's like, my favorite game is Call of Duty Modern Warfare, man.
Yo, dude, for real, like, hey,
Zombies.
yo, dope as fuck.
I like Candy Crush, bro.
Dirty
Yeah.
Bird.
Why are y'all trying to break
Or
Steven?
Flappy Bird.
I'm not
All right, so everybody shut up.
No.
No,
Shut up,
no.
shut up. No.
What,
Steven,
Yeah, that's right.
it's you. It's all you.
Give it to us.
Not The Last of Us.
This is your soapbox. What, you want to say a few words?
Nah, I don't play a lot of games.
I like The Last of Us.
The Last of Us, yeah.
Well, it's like what
It's a
he.
hell of a choice.
It's like
I believe it.
what he's saying to me is akin to like. You ask somebody, well, what's your favorite movie? And even if it's vexing, if somebody says The Godfather,
Yeah.
you're like,
It's protected.
Yeah.
That's your number 1.
you can't fuck with it.
Yep.
Like
It's
there's
solid.
you have complete reasons for that. Like I saw people play The Last of Us, and like to me the only reason why I wasn't like 100% about it was just because to me, and this could be a whole nother thing.
There's too much hater in you.
No, not at all.
man.
I feel like The Last of Us and Uncharted
Oh!
is a
Whoa.
new arena, almost like a new medium of video games.
Yeah.
Hey,
Where-
can we... I'm sorry, Sabi, don't compare Uncharted and The Last of Us, please. I'm just saying.
Well, what I'll
I
say
just
is
played all of them.
that they have this. To me, there's a blending of cinema and video games that's like so succinct between them
Yeah.
that it's almost like a new genre.
Okay.
Okay, it may not be a new medium like I was exaggerating about, but that's
Yeah.
something to look out
It's
for.
like third-person blockbuster, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, except The Last of Us happens to be more thoughtful story.
Yeah.
That's it, because Uncharted is just Indiana Jones and blow them up, run them up.
That
Crazy
sounds
stuff.
amazing.
No, I mean, they're fun.
Yeah, like that's
they're fun games, but The Last of Us is a cut above. Easily.
And they're about to release some new ones.
I would say so.
I'm not happy about that.
I would say that
happy.
about that game though. It is a cut above. There's
Easily.
there's a level
A
of
fool would know that.
there's a there's a level of sophistication.
Hold on, we
in
have to
this.
ask my wife if she thinks it's a cut above.
Oh,
There's a level.
And if she says
oh
no,
my god.
yo, we're fighting.
There's a level of cinematic sophistication in The Last of Us that just isn't present, I think, in most games.
Or Uncharted.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really. Did y'all ever play Jack and Dexter?
No.
I never played that, but I
Okay,
wanted
guys.
to. I wanted it so bad.
I saw the trajectory of Naughty Dog Studios. The Jack and Dexter games are super cinematic.
I didn't know they.
I was like,
were-
I
they-
seen it.
Naughty Dog game also.
That's crazy. I had no idea.
What else is?
It's a Naughty Dog game,
That's
Jack and Daxter.
Yeah, that's-
fucking crazy.
Yeah,
though.
that's what he's saying.
But
Oh,
that's
did you?
crazy.
Sorry.
Yeah. Also, Beyond Good and Evil.
Never
You ever heard
anything
that?
about it.
Nope.
It's a notoriously underrated.
I know what it is, yeah.
I know Jack and Dexter up and down the street though. Even never playing it.
What's the original one? The
Of what?
original-
Last of Us Zero.
No, but like in Uncharted, the last one, you get to play it.
Oh!
Crash
Fuck,
Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Yes, that was actually great.
They redid it recently.
They did that.
Yeah. There
I
was
mean,
nobody
it makes
have-
sense.
Does
but
nobody
like,
have Gex on their top?
Gex-
I'm the Gex man.
Gex
Gex man.
Gex is my golden choice.
That game is so dumb.
It's zero.
Gex honorable mention.
The
1 and
references
2,
that
baby,
Gex
right
has
there.
is unbelievable because
They're
none of them
so-
That shot of
they're
him
so obscure.
They're so obscure and no one likes it. That's and you have to have a save like card for an Nintendo 64.
Gex's ass.
Gex is ass,
And not in a good way.
but like a good ass.
It's pure
I
ass.
don't know.
Because I like ass.
That's a
Oh,
I
I
was
do
gonna
too,
say,
but
I don't know
like-
if that's a good or bad.
It's like even if it's a good ass, it's an ass.
It's an
right? It's still an ass.
It's gotta be worse than ass. Because I eat ass.
So it's like a taint.
You wouldn't eat
But
Gex.
like
You wouldn't eat
blood
Gex.
coming from it.
At this rate, I guess so.
I'd eat Gex.
All right, so
What do you eat Gex's taint?
fuck no.
All right, next.
So guys, I think this is the moment we've been building. It's Chris.
Yeah.
Big
Hey,
Chris.
put your hand down, palm up.
All right,
palm up.
all right,
Come on.
Chris.
Oh,
Give us
he's
some
doing
tricks. Give us
tricks,
some
doing
neat
some neat
tricks.
tricks. He's about to give us the neatest trick of all. This is the entrepreneur, the mastermind of
Drum
video
roll,
games right here.
but not on the desk,
No,
but on your
please.
chest.
No, in your head. Come on, Chris.
My
Chris,
favorite
Spotlight's on you, Chris.
King.
Last of Us.
Oh, gotta bleep that.
Alright, come on, let's do it. Let's do it.
Red Dead Redemption.
Did I mention guns like Red Dead Redemption 9mm 50 clip extension?
Undead Nightmare.
Fuck the extension.
All right, Chris, talk to us about Red Dead some more.
It's the perfect melding of gameplay, story, and music in video games ever to me. Like seriously, that game is so tight and good, and like the story and the characters are amazing. Like, and the multiplayer is so good. I don't even I can't even articulate how great that game is.
It's surprisingly playable. Do you know what I mean? Like even now.
7 years. It's been
So
7
tell me
years since
about-
that game came out.
Tell me about the multiplayer. What I can assume
Oh, it was
the
so
least
good.
about.
It was so good. Like, it's pretty just like by the numbers, like deathmatch and stuff like that. But just the guns feel so good, and that's what GTA 5 just totally threw out the window. It feels like those guns, like we've talked about,
There's
impact,
no impact feeling.
like the sound design of those guns and the way they feel, the way the controller vibrates, and like you hear the cracking of it and the like echo throughout the whole world. Like, oh, that game is just so
Magnificent. Epic.
I have a question.
Epic.
I have a question
It's
for you.
just-
I have a question
it's
for
perfect.
you.
Perfect.
Do you
Chris,
think
perfect?
Do you think that Red Dead Redemption 2 can live up to that?
No.
no. But like it might be a better game.
No.
But like I just
Narratively,
mm,
what do you think?
I don't know. I just don't know.
So, actually,
Like John Marston is such a good character.
His death. I
King
asked you.
Alway,
Man,
His resurrection. It's redemption. So
like
he read
art.
the Lord.
CEO
Art.
of the world.
If you
Jesus
didn't
Christ.
know already,
I know.
come on, Art. He spoiled it for me at one point. You showed me the scene, and I was like, okay,
Hey,
I'm probably never gonna play this.
okay, raise your hand, guys. Has anyone seen Unforgiven?
No.
The Metallica music video.
Really? You
No,
guys
I
haven't seen
haven't.
Unforgiven.
Clint Eastwood movie.
I know.
Did you-
I've seen many Clint Eastwood movies, but I've never seen that.
You know, it's the crazy shit. The only Clint Eastwood movie I've
won an
ever
Oscar.
seen was Gran Torino.
You guys.
That's a good movie.
That's a good movie, though.
He should have died right after he made that movie, though.
He should have just been shot in the movie.
In real life.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Check it out.
Oh, you remember the
Clint
whole.
Eastwood's a national hero.
You remember,
Guys,
National
I-
treasure.
you remember the
really-
whole like pointing at the chair and talking to the empty chair thing at the
He should have
Republican
died.
thing?
He should have died, like I said. Anyway,
I don't want to
make
stick on.
my fucking day.
You
I
just
don't-
made us think of Clint Eastwood dying, and we all got bummed out.
He's gonna die one day.
No, he's not.
I'm not.
He
a-
should have died
Clint
before this
Eastwood fan.
shit, though.
He'll never die.
J Dog.
You know who's
Yo,
gonna,
what
you know
up?
who's gonna die? Rick Sanchez.
What up, Arthur?
Hey, Morty.
Hey, fuck.
We're really going off the rails.
Arthur,
Yeah.
what do you
Give
got
it to
something
me.
to say to me? Come on.
Give it to me. Unforgiven.
Man, it's just
Gene Hackman.
like Clint.
Number one movie pick.
No, it's like
No, we're not gonna say.
Clint Eastwood is You know, like
He's like a toy soldier.
everyone makes fun of him because of like how he's been in his 80s. Like the man had contributed so much to everything in between then.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then even in his late 60s when he made Unforgiven is a brilliant. Chris, you like P.T. Anderson and Martin Scorsese. Unforgiven. You will love it. You will love it.
That's not the one that took the Oscar from Goodfellas. That's Dances with Wolves, right?
It might be. I don't know. But here's the thing
Because
about
if it is, Chris is gonna
guys.
have a big
Okay,
problem.
so y'all, everyone but me played Red Dead Redemption, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm
Not
gonna,
until very recently.
I'll say like my next big game to play used to be Witcher 3.
It's this
no
game.
Red Dead.
It is now Red Dead
What we play it
Redemption.
on?
PlayStation 4.
Or 3.
Good.
It's not out on PS4. They didn't do
Oh,
that.
I played on. Okay.
But
I have
is it?
PS3.
Yeah.
I played on an Xbox One, and it was really nice.
But
Like I
but
said,
when
it's
you're
about
done
the
with
Xbox One,
but when
but
you're
it-
done with Red Dead Redemption, but when you're
Ugh.
done with Red Dead Redemption, play Witcher 3.
And then watch Every Which Way But Loose.
So
Then watch Footloose.
Look, like Final
That's
Fantasy
the best Clint
games,
Eastwood movie.
they mean a lot to me personally
Yeah.
because of when I played them. But this game is just so perfect. Like I said,
15?
no,
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ.
I'm away from that.
Well, the
that
thing about Red
scissor?
Dead Redemption is that's super cheap, right?
I'm leaving,
Well, that
bro.
too. But like, it came out in
Shot
2010.
screwed, baby.
I was ready to like make you guys shut up when Steven was about to say something about Red Dead Redemption. He's like, it's like
It's
super
cheap.
cheap, right?
And it's also super best game you've ever played.
But Steven is
like-
such a Buddha character to me that when he says it's like super cheap, I'm like, that is important.
But I meant like
I softened
anybody
that
could
spill.
fucking buy it. That's what I meant by it.
Yeah,
I agree.
and I think people should buy it. I think
Because
I,
even
I,
though
I, agree,
my
I,
dad
agree, I
buy
agree
it.
with Chris. It's such a balanced game. It plays tight. I played it last year. It felt better than GTA 5. Like it felt better.
It does feel better.
Even though it's 3 years older.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yes, it feels so much better.
It's such a solid,
I think
Better
GTA
game. I don't know about better controls.
better controls. Mechanically, it is such.
If you can't do
A
better
good
controls
game.
than GTA 5, I don't want to play it.
All right,
Because-
thank you.
Because, well,
It's
no, I'm
better
shitting on GTA
all around.
5.
Those airplane controls in Red Dead.
Everything about Red Dead is
It wasn't Red Dead.
seriously. Everything about Red Dead Redemption
jets
is better
suck.
than GTA 5. It's better than GTA 4. It's better. Like it's like the best game I've ever played.
Whoa!
Then
And that's
and you-
literally what he's saying.
That's number one.
yes, and you
It's
throw in the
number one.
multiplayer aspect and like playing with friends, it just gets even bigger.
Pew, pew, pew. Sorry, I had to take a.
You play Halo every night.
Oh! I don't play Halo 1 every night. Actually, I'm digging myself deeper. Actually,
Now you're choosing. You're just like, well, it's not Halo 1.
Well,
Well,
making
look,
fun of
Halo 5
multiplayer.
multiplayer is the
Well,
best it's ever been.
Well, Morty, it's not Halo 1.
Halo 5 multiplayer is the best it's ever been. Anyway,
Wait. Hold on. Before
Oh
we
man.
get towards it. Jay, what'd you say?
Halo 5 multiplayer is the best Halo multiplayer that has ever been.
Halo 2 is better.
You know, it's more refined, it's sophisticated, it's smarter, it's better, it's everything. It may not have been the best time in your life when it came out.
Well, here's what I'll say. Jay,
It's something
thank
unpredictable.
you for having me on.
God damn it.
And,
Fuck.
no, like, but, next time you come over, or
Look,
maybe we go over, we can get to the movies, but
I'm not saying it's the greatest multiplayer game ever made. I'm not saying it's the greatest Halo game ever made. I'm saying it is the best thing that a Halo product has had to offer for multiplayer online. Continue.
oh, I can't even play. That's why I have so many strategy games. I
God fucking
can't
damn
even
it.
play first person shooters. I get
Fucking
motion sick.
damn it. I'm not a fan. I'm not Call of Duty guy. Halo is just a nostalgia trip for me.
But why is it Call of Duty guy?
Ooh.
Call of Duty guy sucks. I'd slit his fucking throat.
Wow.
I hate Call of Duty and Overwatch guy. Daniel, I'm coming for you one day.
This is
Find
getting
you,
dark.
and you're gonna
This is a place
play some Halo.
I didn't expect us to ever go.
Look.
Look, everybody gets drunk and wants to play an easy game.
Look.
Yeah,
There's an itch.
Yoshi World.
Yoshi World! That's the new Switch title that's coming out. New entry in the series,
Yoshi
Super Mario
World.
World 5.
Yoshi Party.
Yoshi Party.
Look.
Oh,
Here's what I'll say
fuck.
about Overwatch. There's an itch in my
I don't want to hear it.
There's an itch in my brain that's looking for that TF2.
You disrespect.
Daniel,
Did
hey,
you say that game was one
hey,
of your favorites? How dare you
TF3.
disrespect it?
That's what you're looking for.
That's what I'm
now.
looking for. But
How about Halo 5?
PlayStation, I can't get Halo 5.
You just wait.
All right.
Anyway, I think Red Dead Redemption's a good game.